Coming to you live from South Africa.
The time is just gone 8:34 a.m. and we're going across now to India to be joined by Omar Shariff, who is a scholar of comparative religion. And this comes against the background of India's new controversial anti-conversion law. And this is after a Muslim man was arrested under state law, accusing him by Hindu nationalists that women are being lured into marriage and to convert them to Islam. And this is intended to curb what they called the anti-conversion or the love jihad law. Sheikh Umar, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. Jummah Mubarak to you, and I know you are obviously rushing for Jummah because of the time zones and the time difference. Now, looking at this new interfaith marriage law, we see now a Muslim man already being arrested and being accused of trying to convert a Hindu woman to Islam.
Well, to start with, I must say this law, which is initiated in Uttar Pradesh, one of the states in India, it is not been imposed all over India. It is just in one state in India called Uttar Pradesh, where it says that if someone is forcefully converted to Islam for the sake of marriage, it is not for the sake of, if somebody is willfully embracing Islam for the sake of Islam itself, for having seen the beauty of the religion, there is no restriction for that. But if somebody is being initiated to convert to Islam for the sake of marriage, then that is something which is restricted in one of the states in India, and that happens to be Uttar Pradesh, where Yogi Adityanath happens to rule there. So a man was recently arrested. Yes, it was also reported. And it is very strange that, a person is arrested and he's also kept there without even getting into the details of the case. And that is based on the pretext of, protecting the rights of the women. So the charges are sometimes, it is very flimsy based on what been reported by the parents of the girl, because at times, even if the girl is instinctively, she is instinctively, she is embracing Islam, but her parents might not be happy with that. So sometimes the parents are reporting, and based on that, the police takes action. So this is very preliminary at this moment. And there was one more case where a man who happens to be a Muslim, he wanted to become a Hindu for the sake of marrying a Hindu woman. And even that marriage was stopped by the police. And they said that this marriage cannot be conducted even if it is done in accordance to the Hindu rituals, unless they get the clearance from the magistrate of the district. So this is how the whole thing, the people are not very clear about what the law is. They're very confused. It's very new. And as it is known, every law can be misused. And this is one of such cases.
Now, obviously, this is of concern because it may be in one state at this point in time, but it could create a precedent for this to be extended to other states, or people in other parts around India could take advantage of this situation that has developed.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. It is a possibility, but again, the law itself gives the freedom to the girl, to the bride to choose whichever religion. It is part of the constitutional right of every individual to embrace Islam. But there is a clause that one should not be forcefully converted to Islam. So this has been extrapolated and exaggerated based on the flimsy thought of love jihad, which happens to be a hoax. Love jihad itself, it is something which is been cooked up and manufactured by some of the anti-Islamic media cells of India. To start with, in 2007, it was first reported in a magazine called Kerala Kaumudi, and 2007 it was reported, and before that it was never heard of, and no Muslim or organization has ever coined this love jihad name, and it is coined by the Kerala Kaumudi. And ever since that was reported, there were many cases which was brought out to the courts in Kerala, in Bangalore, and even to the Supreme Court. One of such very famous case was of Hadia. and there was an accusation that she was forcefully made to embrace Islam and against the parents' wishes, and they also claim it is love jihad. But the court gave a ruling in favor of the girl, saying that she has willfully embraced Islam. So there's no one case reported, as there's no one single person convicted in the name of love jihad allegation. So it's all, it's all, just because right now BJP is in power, which is the, which is part of the RSS, which is part of the Hindu agenda, the Saffron Brigade. So they are influencing the whole system, but they will not find success because it's on a very flimsy ground and it doesn't carry much water in the long run.
Yes, obviously the legal test here would be, what one can term as pressure and pressurizing a woman to convert to Islam. But at the same time, are we just talking about people converting to Islam here? What about women who want to convert to Christianity, for instance?
Yes, women who ever want to convert to Christianity or to Buddhism or even to Islam, wholeheartedly, they are still permitted to convert to even Islam. But the clause is in Uttar Pradesh, if at all a lady wants to become a Muslim, there is no problem at all. She can. But is she being forced to become, Muslim or Christian for the sake of getting married? Then that is where the restriction is in Uttar Pradesh. And as you rightly put across, is this only for restricting somebody to enter Islam or even for Christianity? So for Christianity, it's not in the news. Muslims are the immediate target at this point in time. Although the law is in general, it also applies to the Christians. But right now, the target is the Muslim community.
Exactly. Now, I think one of the other problems is when one looks at the RSS and also the BJP, and in terms of Hindu nationalism and promoting Hindu nationalism. And we know that obviously India has got it's got well over 200 million Muslims. And with laws like these, and the danger, and I've mentioned this earlier to you, is if this has got to spread right across the other parts around the India, and we've seen what has happened, the anti-Muslim sentiment that has been rife in many, many other states. And the sad part is some of this is being promoted by religious people, people who are, like in this instance here, we're talking about someone who is religious and who is a Hindu monk by the name of Yogi Adityanath. So when scholars of religion, and you are a scholar of religion, when scholars of religion start promoting this type of hatred and this type of anti-Muslim sentiment, obviously it poses a lot of dangers.
Yes, we can sense a kind of danger in the society wherein we always hear about Hindu-Muslim issue being debated, and people are always looking with suspicion against the Muslim community, and every now and then news stories are cooked up. There is a kind of danger because whenever any harm can be done against any community, before that the fertile land for them is hatred. The more they sow the seeds of hatred, the more they can achieve what they want to achieve. So they are preparing the ground for that. But what is very equally important at this point in time is how we are going to react. As Muslims, we have to be very careful. That's what I tell the Muslims across the world and to my people in India, because law is there for everybody, and we always take it through the course of law. And we should not react in any way, in a way that people can take up to violence or anything anti-legal activity. So we would want everybody to follow the course of law and at the same time achieve the rights in the way that it is something which is justifiable and which is also Islamically correct and also which is also legally correct. So that is the level of maturity which has to come into our community, and which is there at this point in time. The leaders across India, the Muslim leaders, are working for that. We are working on that, and also the reason.
Yes, I think we are having a bit of a problem in terms of his network. But what we will do, obviously, is we will try and follow up on this discussion sometime next week. And we know that Omar Sharif is obviously rushing for Jummah Salah as well. So we're going to obviously just bring an end to this interview. But I think the key issue here at the end of the day is this creating a precedent in one of the states, and knowing India and knowing how things actually or situations spread like wildfire in a country like India. Many people who are anti-Muslim, many nationalists, and I'm talking about the hardcore nationalists here, could take advantage of the situation, and this obviously creates a lot of concern, but also a dangerous situation that possibly could evolve in India as a result of a law being enacted in one state only. But this is something we will keep an eye out on. The time is just gone, 8:45 a.m. We come back. We still have got quite a bit more to talk about. And this time around, it is going to be the announcement of the Studio Botics free website giveaway competition powered by Salam Media. This morning, we are announcing the winner.